Hey, this is Terry Clay. I am back with another video, and I am bringing you greetings from downtown Atlanta, Georgia. It is beautiful out here today. It is the Final Four weekend, and it is just so many people out and about today. I thought, oh, this would be a great time and a great place to do a video. And so I wanted to take the time to personally invite you out to the I Want to Put on My Own tour webinar. Okay, so I just got finished doing a vision board party tour for the second year in a row. And I thought, because after I got finished doing my tour, while I was on tour, I had so many people inboxing me, emailing me, asking me questions. How do I put on my own tour? What do I do? What how do I want to do the same. I have a book. I'm an author. I'm an entrepreneur. I want to tour the city. I want to learn and to do what you just did. And so I got to thinking, well, before I talk about what I got to thinking about, let me give you an introduction of who I am, in case that you found this video on YouTube or on my blog or on Twitter. There are various places where this video possibly could show up. And so you may never have met me before. You may have never heard of Terry Clay. So I am Terry L. Clay, and my story, it started back when I was actually 21 years old. I guess I'll go that far back. And at 21 years old, I was a survivor of domestic violence. I had 4 kids by the time I was 21, 2 girls, 2 boys. And I was actually, at 21 years old, living in my parents' basement with the 4 kids. My kid's father had left me for another woman. And even when he did leave me for another woman, he really did not help me with the kids at all. He didn't really give me any assistance. And so I moved from my parents' basement to the project. And after moving to the projects, I got on welfare, and I got to thinking, I really don't want to live like this. I want my kids to have better. I want my kids to see the world. I want them to travel. I want them to have money. I don't want us to be living check to check like this. And so I really decided to go to college. I thought that was my only option, or my option for me. And so I decided to go to college. And that's what I did. And I went to college first to be a physical therapist. My mother is actually a physical therapist. I thought, that seems interesting. And so it took me a minute to get into physical therapy, but I had difficulties passing physics. And so after I kept trying a couple of times, I decided to change my major to nursing. And so Terry Clay, after a pretty decent amount of time, I decided to become a nurse. And while I was in nursing school, I had some difficulties, had some struggles, I was lied on in nursing school. I had some discrimination issues. I failed over and over and over in classes. I mean, it was very difficult for me. But because of my persistence and the fact that I would never quit and never give up, I did. I eventually became a nurse. It took me 10 years. It was a lot of tears shed, a lot of sleepless nights. But guess what? Terry Clay became a nurse. But you know what? After 3 months, I knew I had made a mistake. I had thought that the money was going to solve the problem. It was going to fill the void, or the fact that I was making more money and helping my kids. I thought that was going to be enough for me. And what happened was it wasn't enough for me. It didn't it didn't fill the void. And I kept thinking, I was not made to do this. This is not my purpose. Well, around that time, I started seeing the purpose-driven life, and I started realizing that we were all made for a purpose, and I just didn't know what my purpose was. And so I prayed about it, asked God what my purpose was. 3 years went by. God did not tell me anything. I still continued to work as a nurse. But finally, I saw T.D. Jakes, and he said, if you look along the course of your life, you will see inklings of your purpose. And kind of after I looked along the course of my life, I started to realize, oh, you know what? Guess what? It all added up. I was supposed to do motivational speaking. I was just an empowerment person, a person that would help people to be better. I knew, if all in all, I was also an entrepreneur. And so, needless to say, around that time, I moved to Atlanta, Georgia. And I didn't move and start doing motivational speaking. I did what I wanted to do. I didn't do what God had instructed. And what happened was I got to Atlanta, lost. Actually, when I went to Atlanta, I came on faith for the job that I thought I had fell through. And that job fell through. I got another job, and guess what? That job fell through. And over the course of about two or 3 years, jobs continued to fall through. Finally, I realized, guess what? I am not doing what God told me to do. I have not followed through. I've not started working on my own business or being an empowerment person, and I'm not doing any of that. And so I just started thinking, you know what? God wants me to do this, and I'm going to obey. And around that time, I would think, oh, God, he told me to do this, so things are going to work out, right? Well, guess what? I lost everything in the midst of it. I lost my car, I lost my place. I lived in an abandoned building. I slept on the floor in the dead of winter. I mean, it was horrible. But guess what? Because of my persistence and the fact that I continue to do what I knew God had told me to do, guess what? I was able to start building my business as a speaker, as a coach, as an entrepreneur. I started actually, I wrote my own book. I started to get coaching clients, helping them to, build their own business. And then I got a coach. And my coach, one of the things that my coach said, that as a speaker, I think you should put on your own event. And needless to say, that's what I started to do. I started to put on my own event. I started to think, well, Terry, you need to do as your coach says, as your coach instructed you to do, is to put on your own event. And that's what I did. And I started to around that time I saw The Secret. Well, I had actually seen The Secret, and I had been doing vision boards, and I just started to have a passion to help women to realize that there was more in life and that they could write the vision and make it plain, that God would instruct them to do whatever they needed to do if they would just write the vision and make it plain, that it might tarry, but if they wait for it, it would surely come. And so that's what I did. I started to create a tour or an event for women. And so I decided to take it on the road. And I did not have any instruction on how to put on a tour or how to put on an event. But let me just tell you, once I went to the first few cities, they were selling out. I was just shocked. I was surprised. But the events were selling out. And so women were excited to come. And needless to say, my touring business became a true success. My tour, my Vision Board Party tour. So I took it on the road a second year in 2013 and just got finished doing yet the second tour. Well, now I have been requested on. People have been asking me, Terry, I want to do the same. I want to put on my own tour. I am an entrepreneur. I am an author. I am a coach. I want to tour the world. I want to meet people. I want to get tap into an untapped market that I haven't been able to get to. Well, you know what? That's what I did. I went to cities where I didn't know anybody, and I was able to put on an event. I was able to meet people at the event that had never heard of me. They came to the event, and that's how I met them, from the event or from them seeing the advertisement of the event. And so, needless to say, I am excited to be bringing a not a vision board. I was about to say vision board, but I'm excited to be bringing I want to put on my own tour webinar to you. It is a webinar. It is online. You can easily get to it. Now, if you check out the Eventbrite link, which this video will be on, or the connection to it, you will see all the things you will learn. You will learn how to get in the untapped market. You will learn how to brand yourself as a coach or author that is putting on tours. People will expect you to come, and guess what? Once you put on your own event, people will pay you to come to their city and put on your own event. They will. I have been asked to come. Actually, I'm putting on an event in Atlanta. The next couple of weeks. I'm putting on another vision board party where somebody paid me to bring the vision board party to Atlanta. I went to Mobile, Alabama. I have went to back to Kentucky. Just different cities where people they saw me at the event and then they invited me to come and bring the event to them. And I have a lot of other requests pending that, that's the same thing that will happen for you. So once you put on your own successful event, guess what? You will become a hot market and people will start to see you as who you are. Now, one of the things that I did not do, and I found out about it after the fact, and I decided to add it to my tour, was to get sponsors. Now, I did get some sponsorship, and I did, get some sponsors, but not in the magnitude that I could have. And so what I have done is invited a specialist to come and join us in this Come As You Will Be, I want to put on my own tour webinar. This lady has gotten sponsorship from all sorts of corporate organizations to put on her own events. She knows how to do fashion shows, anything. And so one of the days of the four-day webinar, we will have a woman come, Diligence Roberta, to teach you how to get money for your event. You can do these straight profit. These events can be straight profit. And so not only will you learn all of the things that we've already spoken about, but you also are going to learn how to get money for your event. Now, of course, why put on a tour and not make any money? This is your answer. And so we are, just check out the Eventbrite link below, or it's called I Want to Put on My Own Tour.eventbrite.com. So that's it. I want to put on my own tour.eventbrite.com, and that is how you can register for this exciting event. So I'm going to end here. I am glad that you stopped by, and I can't wait to see you all on the webinar online coming soon. All right.